Latinos and immigrants from other countries. They aren't afraid of things like mass deportation because 46% of Latinos and 55% of Latino men voted for Donald J. Trump, even though he said on day one he will have a mass deportation push, okay? Most Latino men say they chose Trump because of economy and jobs. Never mind the fact, okay, that grandma may get sent back to her place of origin. How you say grandma in Hispanic? Abuela. Abuela may get sent back to her place of origin. My interest is jobs and the economy, okay? Not mad at it. I just find it fascinating.
The 68% of you Latinos that voted against your own goddamn people, you aren't invited to the damn barbecue anymore. You're a bunch of pieces of shit.
If you're a Latino voting for Trump, especially if you're Puerto Rican, I want you to watch this. And listen, I've never been the biggest Mark Anthony fan, but this is something we should never, ever forget.
Even though some have forgotten, I remember what it was like when Trump was president. I remember what he did and he said about Puerto Rico, about our people. I remember after Hurricane Maria devastated our island, Trump blocked billions in relief while thousands died. When our families lacked clean water and electricity, Trump threw paper towels and called Puerto Rico dirty and poor. I was not surprised because I also remember that he launched his campaign by calling Latinos criminals and rapists. He told us what he'll do. He'll separate children from their families and threaten to use the army to do it. This election goes way beyond political parties. Let's remember what the United States represents and stands for. United, regardless of where we're from. I am Mark Anthony, and I remember.
60% of Latinos voted for Trump. 60, con el plátano en la cara, con el nopal en la frente. At this point, disrespectfully, we deserve every single thing that's coming to us. Every single thing, because there is just no way. 60? Mano.
So now I'm seeing all these videos of Mexican Americans crying about how they regret voting for Trump. And honestly, I can't feel bad for you. Because when we told you this would happen, you didn't listen. When it was just theoretical, it was easy to ignore. But now that your undocumented family is at risk, now that your kids are being targeted or the kids in your circles, now that they're coming for you, now it's a problem. Listen, I get it. I have family who voted for him too, and I won't lie, it makes it very hard to process. It sometimes even makes it hard to talk to them because how am I supposed to be okay with that? I have undocumented family. I have a trans sibling. Trump's policies directly hurt people I love. So when I see our own people supporting him, it feels like a slap in the face. And I keep asking myself, why? How did this happen? This man called Mexicans rapists. He bragged about deporting families. He made racial profiling and hate cool again. And still, some of you voted for him. And now, reality is hitting. Oklahoma just passed a law requiring parents to prove citizenship to enroll their kids in school. Texas is next. Who do you think they're coming for? Not white, undocumented Europeans, Latinos. And now some of you are shocked? What did you think was gonna happen? That they'd make an exception for you? That you're somehow a good immigrant? That Trump actually cared about Latinos? Be serious. I know some of you are gonna defend your stance with like, well, my family voted for him because they don't like socialism. They care about small businesses. They're conservative, they're religious. Okay. But at what cost? At the cost of our people being deported? At the cost of our kids being denied education? At the cost of our community being unsafe? And so now you're feeling the consequences and you want us to feel sorry for you. No. I'm saving my sympathy for the people who didn't vote against their own families. It's exhausting. We tried to tell you, but if you voted for Trump and regret it, sit with that, reflect on it, because the rest of us, we saw this coming. Please don't share any hate, not even towards Latinos who voted for Trump. This is just my personal view and my frustration about this entire situation.
For me, one of the reasons why I voted for Trump was the economy. Mm-hmm. Now, I shared this before and I'm going to share it again. For 15 years, I worked for Kroger. Kroger owns Ralph's, Food for Less. I worked at dairy at one point where we load up the iced tea, we load up the milk, we load up the lemonade, we load up the orange juice. We do all of that. I was there when they priced them. $2.99, $3.25, no more. I'd never seen it $4. Orange juice, a gallon of orange juice. Now it's $8. Jeez. At Food for Less. That's not food for less.
It's quite the opposite.
That's food for more.
Right.
Okay? So to me, the economy it doubled. $8 for a gallon of orange juice, okay?
100%. I don't give a shit, okay? It took my dad 10 years to come to this country legally. He did everything by the book. And obviously, if we're gonna let people in, that's fine. Just do it the right way, like everybody else did, okay? Just follow the rules.
I'm Hispanic and I vote for Mr. Trump. We vote for Mr. Trump. Yes, Mr. Trump. We love you.
A few moments later.
Beyond betrayed. They used us. They actually, during the campaign, and I don't want to make this political, but during the campaign, the elected officials from the Republican Party, they actually told us that he was not going to touch the documented people.
I have always said that stupid people are the most dangerous people on this entire planet. I don't trust dumb people. I avoid stupid people like a ticking time bomb with no timer, because you're not sure when they're going to go off. You can guarantee they're going to go off. You just don't know when. Let me be very clear about this. Stupid has nothing to do with diplomas or degrees or jobs. I have met morons with Ivy League paper plastered all over their walls in frames who couldn't navigate a moral choice if you drew it for them on a map. Stupid people walk around through life oblivious to the damage they cause. They're the ones who vote against their own interests. They think they're always right, and that's the problem. That right there is the real poison. Because when you're stupid and you do things like vote against your own self-interests, you become the puppet, pulled by fear, pulled by propaganda, by whatever authority pats you on the head and says, "You're doing a great job, vote for me." I would sooner sit next to a hateful, racist person than a stupid person. At least the racists know who they are. They're going to spew venom for sure, but there's a twisted kind of honesty to them. You know where you stand with them. You know exactly where the landmines are. With stupid people who vote against their own interests, you never know. They'll smile at you, they'll call you their friend, and they'll gladly set the room on fire with you in it, thinking they're helping. Stupid people are chaos wrapped in flesh. They will never truly know the harm they cause until it's too late. And that right there is the real problem.
So a lot of Mexican influencers are making threats to Latino for Trump influencers, okay? Now, TikTok algorithm is not smart enough. I mean, it's smart, but it's not smart enough to catch the threats that are made in Spanish. For some reason, they can threaten and literally get followers to attack Latino for Trump followers, but it doesn't catch it. What these influencers need to realize, especially the Mexican influencers pushing violence against Latino for Trump people, or people that voted for Trump, right, that are Hispanic Latinos, what they need to realize is that they need to tread carefully, because they're going to catch the eye of the authorities. That's the FBI or whatever, and they're going to be labeled as domestic terrorists. You see, because they're not only posting threats against influencers that were pro-Trump, they're also making videos about, you know, if quote unquote the United States invades Mexico, they themselves as Mexican influencers are going to push for Mexicans to revolt against the United States. And that's actually pretty eye-opening, because they are indeed revealing their true nature, right? They keep saying they're not criminals, that they're not bad people, that they want to stay in this country just to quote unquote work, but they're making threats. They're pushing to silence legal Americans that voted, using fear tactics and misinformation, and also threatening American citizens, right? So if you're a Latino for Trump or a legal American citizen, just know that you have all the rights to report these people to the authorities, to the FBI, and label them domestic terrorists, because that's what they are. They're trying to instill fear, threats against American citizens because we are exercising our vote. They're inciting these people, these movements, to stand up against American authorities, against the United States, almost like a militia even, and saying things like, if the military invades Mexico, we're going to go in, or we're going to sabotage the United States, right? So the algorithm needs to change for TikTok. And I know that's hard because you can't get updates and things like that, but I know that there's admins that need to really check these people that are making videos in other languages. I am friends with many influencers that were doing Latino for Trump movements, and they're legitimately getting threatened. I haven't received any threats at all, but I'm seeing the pattern, and just report them, man. Just report them to law enforcement. If you see this, report them to the FBI, because this is legitimately a crime. It's terrorism. You're trying to cause terror for legal American citizens that exercise their right, and you're threatening their life. So report them. Just report them. And also, just to make a note on that, that is very revealing that these people that claim to be here for work only are showing the true natures that they are indeed a threat. Like, you're not painting a very good picture about yourself. You are labeling yourself as a threat. You are a threat. So either stop posting videos that are anti-American and threatening legal Americans that voted for Trump, because that's their right, and chill the hell out, because you guys are committing a crime, and eventually you will get caught and you will be apprehended. So take care, guys.
I never thought I'd say it, but I'm regretting my vote for Donald Trump. We were promised things that aren't being delivered. He's been president, what, a month now? Where's my handmaid? We were promised handmaids. I don't have a handmaid. All these women who dressed up as handmaids, who swore that they were going to be forced into servitude. Not one for me. Is it Trump? Or is this something Elon is doing as a cost-cutting measure?
Well, I made the mistake of turning on the news, and I listened to some of Trump talking in front of the Department of Justice, spewing his goddamn lies, telling things about us, about Americans. I can't stand that man. And now I find out I have pneumonia, and I can't march tomorrow. Hold up the truth, warriors. Hold it up for me.